You're good over there too?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter. I hope everybody's been having a fantastic day and you've had time to enjoy your day and do what you love, even if you had to work or whatever your day gives you. I hope it's been good. So today I have Tasha here from Tasha Quilts, and she's joining me for a sew, and I'm going to spotlight her here in a couple minutes, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, about her channel, and what she plans on working on tonight. I also have my husband over there at the table as always. He's working on a Lego truck, a semi truck, right, babe?
Yep.
Yep. So if you want to see what it looks like, just let me know, and I'll have him put the picture up on the camera so you can see it. He has less than a week left here. He leaves Thursday morning. So y'all will get to see him tomorrow. And then he probably won't be on another live because he'll be gone. So if you want to ask him any questions now or tomorrow, you better do it, or you'll have to just wait till he comes back. Okay. Hello, Shelby. Shelby said that she will not be able to join today, but she wanted to say hi. So hi, Shelby. And then Pat is here, wanted to let you know I will be here, but sewing the block, so not chatting too much today. And I'm happy about you sewing that block. Hello, So Be Quilts, which is Fallon. Welcome, welcome. It's been a minute. And hello, Patty G. Welcome, welcome. So now I'm going to hit the spotlight and turn it over to Tasha.
Well, hello, happy Friday. I am Tasha and I go by Tasha Quilts on the internet. And I am going to be working on finishing up the blocks for my quilt top for my Petals Crossing quilt pattern. So I'm running a little behind on that. So I'll be sewing some curves. And yeah. And on my YouTube channel, I go live once a week and I try to release a video about once a week, usually just about whatever my quilting adventures are.
Do you have a specific day that you normally go live? I watched your live last night. I don't remember seeing you live before on Wednesday. Is that your usual night, or is it just a pop-up you did?
My usual night is now Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I used to do Thursdays, but I switched it to Monday, but yesterday was a little special. So yeah, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm live.
Okay. So you heard it from her on what night she goes live. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off for a minute. Now what I'm going to work on, and let me spotlight this. We are doing another block. Uh-oh, there we go. We are to block number 10 from the 100, the Quiltmakers 100 block book. And this one is on page 286, and it's block number 558, and it's the merry-go-round. And this merry-go-round block is by Eleanor Burns from Quilt in a Day. And this is what the layout of the block is going to be like. And I will just be doing it a little at a time. It's a little, I got a little confused when it told us that you cut some rectangles right here. These are rectangles. And then it tells you to bob off one corner. And then when I set it to next to the triangle, I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't match. But now I know why it doesn't. It's supposed to do that. So anyway, that's what we're going to work on tonight. And we're going to take our time with it. And if anyone has any questions about the block, let me know, and I'll stop what I'm doing. And so basically what I'm going to do first is I am going to go ahead. I'll show you an example of what I've already done so you can see what this is supposed to look like. Let me move these triangles out of the way because we're going to be doing this in quadrants. Okay, so you have to sew a background here to one of the triangles, and then the other triangle part has to be attached to a rectangle. So when you fold it over, see how it hangs over? So it might confuse you a little bit, so don't panic. It's supposed to look like that. And then when I get all of these done, then we'll be sewing them down the middle, and then we'll be attaching them in quadrants. So let me go ahead and take this off. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to sew these sets of triangles together. So, and I'm going to leave these sitting here so they don't get them mixed up. Okay, so let's take this triangle with the other triangle, and we are going to sew a seam right down the side here. Make sure that you sew on the right hand or on the side you're supposed to sew on when you're doing this so you don't get them backwards. Because you know me, I might do it. So how is everybody doing today, and what have you been working on today? Or have you just been chilling because it's Friday?
My husband and kids are actually hopping in the pool for the first time for the summer right now.
That's really cool. What's the temperature like where you're at?
It's only like 70 degrees today. It's not a really warm day, but the kids have been itching to get in the pool. I'm sure the pool is far too cold for me because I need the water to start with an 8. It's 80 degrees or it's too cold, so I don't think the pool heater is working yet.
So do you heat it up, or are you just waiting for the air to get warm enough?
I need both. I need warmer air and warmer water.
Oh,
Very
I took Nick.
specific set of conditions.
Sounds like it. I've been there's a couple places here in Greenland that has swimming pools, but they're not heated, are they, Dave?
Nope.
Yeah, so the kids swim in it, and I'm like, I don't know how in the world they even swim in that cold water, but they do. And then as soon as our lake thaws out, it's pretty funny. Um, you'll see kids down there swimming like a week after the lake is thawed out, and I don't know how they tolerate it being so cold, but they're Greenlanders, so there's that.
And kids.
Yep, kids seem to be adaptable to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what I want to show you guys. So you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to put this triangle down here. And this is the rectangle where I had to cut off the one side. You notice when you put it like this, you're looking at it and you're like, well, that looks off. But when you turn it like this and you sew it and then you open it back up, it lays the way it's supposed to be laying. Because when I first looked at it, I'm like, uh-oh. And then when I sewed it, I'm like, ah. I made sure I sewed it so I wouldn't panic. Because I thought I cut it wrong. Okay. Hey, Judy Smith, how are you? Welcome, welcome. What has everybody been doing today? Chat's still a little bit quiet.
I could not wait for work to be over today.
Oh, you're still working? Oh, you're talking about the work you're doing now or a different thing?
My job today. I
okay.
I decided I was logging off at 4 o'clock today, and right as soon as the clock struck 4, I was gone.
I hope it wasn't a long drive for your place.
Did you have to drive any distance from your job?
I am very spoiled these days that now I work from home, so I can be done working and sewing within 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I used to drive 40 minutes away to work every day, so that was one perk of the work from home.
Yeah.
Fallon said she was watching the closing arguments of the Karen retrial, which I was also, and packing orders. Fun, fun, fun. That doesn't sound like a bad day.
No, it doesn't. I was watching a speech from the House of Representatives earlier today.
Is the jury deliberating, Fallon? At this rate, they could make a decision today.
Is this the woman who harmed her kids?
No, this is a woman who is being accused of hitting her boyfriend. I don't think it was her husband. I think it was her boyfriend with her car and leaving him. But it's like all about the corruption of the Massachusetts we'll say alleged corruption of the like I think the Massachusetts State Police. So, and she's on a retrial.
So what did they do? Try to cover it up or something?
Not really. She just, some people, it's like all about whether or not the police did a proper investigation, and if she did hit, like, there's no, doesn't remember if she did hit him or not hit him. She doesn't think she hit him. So it's just a wild trial.
Sure sounds like it. I'm not much of a true crime fan.
Palen said they just asked to leave for the day, so nobody will be deciding anything today.
So what I'm doing is I'm doing these so I can start sewing them together here. And it looks like I might have to trim up one of them, maybe. We'll see what happens.
I like the colors you're using.
You know those, I don't know what they're called. They're like a windmill. When we were kids and they were on a stick and you take them outside and then the wind would blow them.
Pinwheels.
Pinwheels. That's what I want this one to kind of look like. It's just all this color in a merry-go-round, you know?
That would be great. Yeah.
I'm hoping that's how it'll come off once we sew everything together. I loved having those when I was a young girl. It was one of my favorite things. And I think it was because of the color and the way they twirled around, you know?
Mm-hmm. They're still a hit with kids. My daughter loves them too.
Yeah, I was totally smitten by them. And, you know, it's a cheap toy for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll see them here in Greenland, not very often, but every now and then the store will get some, and then they'll be everywhere around town where the kids have been playing with. Okay, so we're making 4 of these is what we're doing. Now what I'm going to do is, now that I have these 2 triangles sewn together here, and I have this triangle sewn to this rectangle over here, we're going to take this and we're going to turn it over here, and we're going to match the corners and sew each side of sew the whole thing together into one unit. So I'm going to do the first one so you can see what it's going to look like. And I haven't trimmed the ears or anything off. I'll do that after the fact, because I just want to spend time getting this done where you can see how it goes. And I think this block is going to go together fast. I'm a thinking.
Yeah, it looks like it will.
Yeah.
I'll still be pinning.
Well, this one doesn't have as many pieces. I'll be showing everybody all the other 9 blocks to refresh everybody's memory. And some of them, it took there was a couple of them where we ran over to 3 hours on it. And because I'm not a fast sewer, that's part of the problem. And I just think that taking my time gives me less. So as you can see, when I turn this over, I don't know if you can see this, I have an ear right here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't trimmed it off, but I'll trim it off after I sew the seam. Because what I'm trying to not do is stretch this bias. They just asked to leave for the day, she said. So what? Nobody? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the jury just asked to leave for the day, meaning that they're not going to come to a decision tonight.
We're approaching, Greenland is approaching its National Day, which is on the 21st, the longest day of the year, or the day. Yeah, the longest day of the year. Yeah, summer solstice. And it's a holiday here because it's when Greenland reached almost, well, they're like, wouldn't you say about 80% autonomous, honey?
Yeah.
So they're about 80% autonomous. But with all the discussion that's been going on this year, the buck looked like it's going to stop with Greenland no matter what goes on now, because Greenland's trying to become independent totally, but they need to still be underneath the, like, how like in the United Kingdom has England, Scotland, and Ireland, and something else. It's all up underneath that umbrella. And that's what they want to do. They want to be underneath the Danish realm, but they want to be their own entity. And so that's what they're working toward. And they're really close to it. Most of it, what's preventing is there's just not enough infrastructure yet to get there.
Yeah.
So that's going to take time. So there's been a lot of changes going on over the last 6 months, and we have new government, and the government, there's a lot of things they're going to be working on. They're going to be working on making the lives for children better. That's one of their goals. Another goal is going to be trying to get addiction and suicide under control because it's so bad here right now. And me and Nikolai have lost a family member for that again. This time it'll be second go around for me, but second go around for you too. Because he lost his uncle about 2 months ago from suicide.
No, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I didn't know he was sad.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Tasha.
How are you?
Sherry?
Good.
Did it stop raining?
Thank goodness. Yes, it was so noisy that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't hear nothing. That's how bad it was. It wasn't so bad. I just couldn't hear, if I had the TV and I couldn't hear what they were saying, it was full volume.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, let me spotlight you here for a minute, and I want you to tell them about your channel and what you plan on working on tonight.
Okay. I'm Sherry, and I have my channel's name is Sher Yurton. My quilting world, I go live on Tuesdays at 2, and tonight I'm working on a project I've been working on that is called Pickle Quilt Variations, and it is with circles also, what do you call those now? Well, it's drunkard's path. Yeah, it's a variation of that.
Oh, okay.
And this is it. Can you guys see it? Okay.
I think that looks really cool.
That does look very cool.
I know. So this is what I've been working on for the last 4 days. That's it.
That's
now
awesome.
I'm at the campground.
Time for the weekend fun.
Yay. Time for the weekend fun.
Yep. And I'm putting together a merry-go-round block, and I'm making this one very colorful. You all don't expect less from me on that one, though, right?
And Tasha's working on her new pattern, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Trying to get it done.
Good.
Still.
Good. I brought it with me. It's ready for me to go purchase fabric.
I'm excited and a little scared. I hope it looks good for everybody. Oh, that's exciting. I'm very flattered.
Yeah, I'm going to do the little practice block like you said, for sure. But
I'm going to have to learn how to do curves. I've never done curves because I'm afraid of it.
I think we're going to break
it down into segments almost, huh?
Yeah, we're I think in my little membership where Sherry got the pattern, I might do a little curvy pillow next month together and show like each step of how I do it.
Well,
that would be good. But I could still I figured I could still get my fabric and wait for that.
Yeah.
I could cut everything out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like disorganized when I come to the campground to sew because everything isn't in its normal place.
Does that make it harder for you? Or you just or do you adapt easily to the situation?
I adapt to it until I get situated. But yeah. Right now I had my little light charged, I thought, but it's an extra light, but it's not charging. So that just means I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get up and plug it in because I can't see without it.
Yeah, That's why I have so many lights in here, because I can't see so good. But this house has weird lighting in it anyway. Or not enough of it, put it that way.
You guys might shake a little bit because I'm just switching my cords here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done with that.
Make sure these are all laying down properly. So what I'm doing right now is I'm sewing this third quadrant together. No, second, sorry. Then I'm going to pick up the next one. Do the same thing with that one. After I cut some ears off anyway.
I got these new sharp pins and I'm having a hard time adjusting. Keep getting myself.
They're working good, huh?
They're yes. Got my money's worth.
They're doing their job. I don't know how many times I've poked myself when I first get brand new pins that are so sharpy. Hey, Laura Sup, welcome, welcome. Who else has walked in here? Hey, Linda, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Good to see everyone here. Very happy to see everyone. So what I'm working on, for those that just walked in, I'm working on block number 10, and it's out of my Quiltmakers 1000 block. And let me tell you what number it is and everything. It's on page 286. It's block number 558, and it's called Merry-Go-Round by Eleanor Burns. And this is what we're making today.
Oh, good. She has good directions.
Well, there's no directions in here, just how to cut, or the measurements to do the cutting, but
Yeah.
there's no showing you how to sew it.
Oh, okay.
Just this graphic. Let me show you. This whole book is like that. It has a graphic where you look at the graphic and it shows you how it's supposed to go together.
Okay.
There'll be a
Yeah.
section up there. It shows you what you're supposed to be making.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole book is like the same thing, like on this big block here. See how it shows the sections on it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you get the measurements. You just don't get the step-by-step directions. It's like that encyclopedia that Tasha has.
Yeah.
Does the encyclopedia have the measurements on the blocks, Tasha, or no?
No.
Or you got to figure that out yourself too.
You do have to figure it out yourself, but EQ8 makes a block base plus. Basically, EQ8, you don't even have to get the book. You can get the book or EQ8, but EQ8 has an add-on that has every block that's in there, so you can also do it that way. You have to buy it separately from the book.
Okay, because I have EQ8.
Oh yeah, so it's block base plus. It's a little bit of a different option, but because it's like a standalone software, but then the library does kind of fill into EQ8. It works solo or with EQ8, and it's really nice. I like the software a lot too. I went crazy and got them both.
I was telling Sherry that I would like to take an online class for the
EQ8 stuff.
Yeah, just one like for beginners, to teach you how to go through the whole, learn all the aspects of it, how to do the layer,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not explaining this properly.
No,
When I was in college,
understand.
when I was in college, I had to take an AutoCAD class because my major was landscape design. And so not only were we taught how to do hand drawings of landscape designs, but we also could do it on AutoCAD. Now, that required taking a class, a whole semester class. And so once I got the hang of AutoCAD, I was buzzing through it. But I still, some people like the computerized part of doing landscape designs. I like drawing them.
Mm.
There's something about hand drawing of design, because you're basically a landscape architect. What you are, you're designing what the outside of someone's building or house, or with all the different plants and trees. that you want to put in that design, and you're putting it all with the, you know, where you have the layout of the outside of the perimeter of the house, and you start from that to do the everything you're going to do. And there, you know, there's a lot involved in doing landscape designs, because you're designing where everything goes, but you're also designing an irrigation plan for irrigation. And irrigation is hard because you have to, it's a lot of mathematics involved, because not everybody's house is different. Some people run on the water meter, you know, they get city water, and other people have a well, and water pressure is quite different between a well-driven water source and a city water-driven source. So it was lots of fun. Hey, Chris. Hey, Rita. Yep, she's been here. Thank you for being a member of my channel. One more to go here. Hey, Jess. Welcome, welcome. I think this block is going to be colorful. Guess who helped me with the colors on this go around? Anyone want to guess? Someone's going to get some kudos for it. Nikolai helped me pick the colors last night.
Nice.
So this is him and me together doing the colors.
Well, it has to be blue and coral. It has to have something blue.
There's blue in here, all right.
Because guy, he's the water guy.
Yeah.
He likes water, and he's a guy. And they tend to gravitate towards blue.
Yep.
I know you like orange.
I like
So there's probably a version. There's probably a version of that, either in coral or.
There's two different orange colors in here, actually.
Sherry knows what's up.
I'm scared myself. I know.
You know, in my repertoire, aren't you?
Yeah.
But you see, most everybody knows that purple is my favorite color, but I have gotten where I want to use lots of hot colors and certain kind of cool colors, and I try to avoid other cool colors and hot colors, but lately it's been an open book with these blocks, because I decided I was just gonna make these blocks colorful and scrappy at the same time. So I think I have figured, for all of you who are following along and sewing these blocks, I think I have a layout. And if the layout comes from the back of the book, and I think I talked it out with someone to see what his thoughts were on the layout, and showed him two different layouts, and he says, well, which one do you like best? I said, well, that one doesn't really talk to me that much, but this one is really talking to me, and it's really different. Okay. And so I'm going to show it to you here so y'all can see. Now, those of you who are doing the blocks themselves, you do not have to do this layout if you don't like it. I mean, y'all all have the book. It has several layouts in the back of the book that you can choose. But this one, for some reason, I just want to be weird and different, I guess.
Well, you know, change it up.
Yep. And I don't know that I've seen a quilt.
That's how you grow.
Hey, Jody, welcome, welcome. Hey, you guys that have channels, and I need to get Tasha's link out there and Sherry's. I could put, you guys need to share your channel. You can type exclamation selfie, and I will make the bot show you what it looks like. GQ, wait. GQ. And it'll tell you what you need to do to share your channel. And you can do that. And I need to get Tasha's link. I haven't put it in the bot yet. Sorry.
One of those days.
Yeah, it's one of those days where, I forgot to do the bot.
You can blame the weather, honey.
Sure. I hope everybody.
Yes, definitely blame the weather.
Well, today's
Hey, you got rain too?
Today's one of those days where I just wanted to lay in bed and not get out of bed, because it's all gray and wet outside, and it's been raining a little bit. So it's like, I just
are you going to go with Nikolai's Friday the 13th?
It's like, I just want to go to sleep. Let me find Tasha's channel.
I haven't had any bad luck today.
I don't believe in Friday the 13th bad luck, y'all.
Andy, how are you?
But Nikolai found some a couple crochet things, and it's right up Andy from Crafty Witch's channel. One's of a predator, and the other one is of an alien from Aliens and Predator. I saw that. I'm like, oh my god, that would be right up her alley.
Yeah.
But no, I don't believe that Friday the 13th is any different than any other day. That's just me.
Well, it's like, would you stay on the 13th floor of a hotel?
Yeah.
Why would this go on here?
I don't know. I've never.
Would you stay in a room that had other numbers that you didn't feel comfortable with?
You mean the 666 number?
Yeah, let's say that, or 13, room 13. I'm gonna be on room 13.
I've probably been on the 13th floor for all I know.
13th floor. Give me 13 minutes.
That wouldn't bother me, but do you know what does bother me? Is I don't like it when people open umbrellas inside. Like that was like a superstition. And I walked into Walmart the other night and they had umbrellas open, hanging upside down at the front of the store. And I was like, I don't like this.
No.
There's like 20. It was funny that I did not expect myself to care, but I did.
I think about going out. I'm in the garage and I need to go out and it's raining and I do not open the umbrella up until I have the door open and I can put it outside the door.
That's how it should be done.
Yeah.
I think I just do that out of habit. I do it out of habit, but I didn't know it was because of some superstition.
It's bad luck. Yep.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bad luck.
Hey, honey, listen here. I have a saying, and Nikolai will tell you this. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any at all.
Yeah, that's what we've been there.
So that's why I'm not superstitious because, I've had my fair share of bad luck. Not for the moment, no. Hey, let's don't ask the person.
Don't invite, huh?
Don't invite it. But it's like when we went fishing this past weekend. I had a nickel. I tell you, I'll catch the bony fish every time, but no cod. But this week I finally broke my cod.
Wow!
Finally.
those are big too.
They were so big. They fight. Oh my gosh, they fight.
Do they?
That first night I pulled out of the water was spicy when we yanked it out of the water.
Right,
I'll give you a few meals.
Well, what gave me the creeps is those of you that watched the video and I said, oh my God, he's looking at us. I'm not kidding. That was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. He was already there. We saw him, but he came right. It was like he looked right at me in my eye. Like you didn't catch me, neither.
He says, I'm the one you've been trying to catch all these years.
Yeah. But it creeped me out.
Yeah, that would.
I had a good time.
I would have had to put him back.
Well, I'm one of these that, there's a lot of squeamish people out there that can't shoot animals to eat or whatever. I don't think nothing of it because I was raised that way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me when I see that kind of thing. Sometimes like that really big fish that I don't have a picture of that I caught, it was the last one I caught. It was a big female and she had really big eyes on her. I told Nikolai, I said, look, her eyes are just, I don't know, it was just spooky for some darn reason. And he says, yeah, sometimes when they get that big, they look like that. But it was a joke between me and Torben. I want y'all to imagine this because I didn't talk about this in the video that I put up. Me and Nikolai are up on the side of the inner part of this fjord we're in, standing on top of some rocks. Torben is in a little dinghy. The high tide is coming in, which is causing a current to come in. And that's why all the cods were hanging out right there at the mouth of that area, is because they were waiting for what was going to come in with the high tide. And so there's this really strong current going on, and he's sitting in the middle, and he had to put an anchor down to keep the dinghy from being washed away. And he's standing there and he's pulling these cod up on a drag line, because what he did, he had a drag line with 3 hooks. He was just doing this on the side of the dinghy, just
Oh
with his
my.
and he would catch some, he'd haul up a couple of them, they wouldn't come off, and he got them into the bucket. But then he had caught this really big one, and I thought he was going to go overboard because he was bent over the dinghy fighting with this fish. It was so funny.
Braver than me.
I'm like, you're going to fall out of that boat. I hope you can swim.
Oh, Laura said, Tasha, my grandma was really superstitious and she didn't want anyone opening an umbrella in the house. Laura, she sounds like a smart woman to me.
Mhm.
It's good advice.
Denise, welcome, welcome. And go ahead. I'm going to press these real quick and then I'll
No,
ask.
you go ahead.
I was just
No,
going to
go
say,
ahead.
yeah, Laura, how are you doing? Laura's I think she was having a bad day yesterday, health-wise.
My sewing machine isn't too loud, is it?
No, it's mine. Can you
I
hear
have a
this thing? Because this,
No.
I'm on my
No.
iPad.
Can you hear mine?
No,
No.
but literally my microphone's like 3 inches away from this sewing
No,
machine, so I
none of
wasn't
us
sure.
hearing your machine, believe it or not.
No, I have mine on noise canceling, but
Yeah, my Zoom is probably canceling out the noise.
Got
All right,
my little stitches done.
we're going to be laying out this block here. We all can see it in just a minute. I still got dog ears I need to turn off, but I wanted you to see these before I start sewing them together. This block is going to be really cool. Babe, look at these colors. We did good choosing the colors the way we did.
Yeah.
Laura says that she loves your latest video. That your quilt is awesome, Tasha.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
thank you.
commenting on the video you did of it. I don't know if she liked the shorts where you went through real fast.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That was pretty
Yeah,
cool. That was pretty cool.
I got all kinds of them out there.
All right,
Hi,
let's see.
Jess.
Let's see if we can get this block together. Get it laid out the way I want it to look. Okay. Oh, no, that's not going to work right there. It's in the way. Let's put this right here. Okay, so we're going to put this one like this. I want to make sure everybody can see what I'm doing, because we're going to put all of them together. I'm going to lay them out before I sew them together. I still have dog ears, so just ignore that, y'all. Okay, so here's the first one right here. Then we're going to do this. This one's going to go here. And then this one's going to go here. And then this one is going to go here. Wait.
Very pretty. Very
Yep.
pretty.
Oh, I
So
love
what do y'all-
those
Has
colors.
quill effect.
Y'all like that setup with the colors?
Yes,
Yep.
I do.
I wanted to make sure that these darker colors weren't like sitting there, because here's what I did. We did one dark color, so this really dark red, we went with a dark, then we went with a lighter yellow, then we went with a teal with a pale salmon color, then we went with a violet with turquoise, then a dark blue with an orange. That's how we picked the colors.
Very pretty.
Yep. And you got like light, dark, light, dark.
Yep.
Because I was thinking I should make, if you were looking at a pinwheel, we know that the inside of a pinwheel is going to be darker because of the shadow. So what I was trying to do is try to get the smaller portions right here, kind of imitate that effect a little bit. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sew them together. So I'll join this to this and this to this, and then we'll sew down the middle. And yeah, I need to trim off dog ears before I do any sewing though. So what do y'all think about this? I hope y'all like the block.
What's not to like?
I think I'm going to end up with 3 quilts by the end of the year. That's going to be so full of color.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, because I haven't decided on how many. I don't know how many of these blocks, because we're doing these this block setup. We're doing them every other week, 1 block. So we're just hitting number 10 right now. And I don't know. I think I definitely will keep going until maybe September, and then we're going to evaluate and discuss if we want to keep on going, because it could turn out that we end up making like a queen size quilt. I don't know. But I don't know how, but everybody has a choice of where they want, how far they want to go with their blocks too, because these blocks tend to be between 12 inches to 12.5 inches. This one I'm seeing, I have like one that's 12 inches and the rest of them are 12.25 and 12.5. So I'm gonna have to figure out why that is. It's probably because it's something I did. But yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and sew this one to this one first. And then we'll sew the other one together.
Denise says she loves the block and your colors.
Thank you.
Katie. Jean loves it.
Thank you. I know this is batiks are not everyone's cup of tea, and definitely lots of color. How do I put this without sounding offensive? Some people don't like extreme amounts of color. Put it that way.
Vivid and bold.
Yeah, right. Because they're right in your face, kind of. But when I left QuiltCon last year, I left so inspired because when I went to they had categories, and one of the categories was maximalism. And there was this one quilt, and every piece of that quilt was covered in color. There was no white nowhere to be seen. And it was so in your face, and it was scrappy, and it was colorful. And I'm like, I want to make one with 100 colors. I got to make me one with 100 colors.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of maximalist quilts, or more than I typically have, and they're definitely different.
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect that. But if you think about it, like the quilts I no longer have that my grandmother made, they were pieced, and they were just mixes of color. I mean, that's all you saw was color. She didn't have no background. It was small pieces. It looked like she had taken what she had to work with, and that's what she did. And I just, okay, I think I got this right. We'll see in a minute. I was about to get myself confused. But yeah, and I think that it doesn't hurt sometimes to just do something different. No one else might like it, but I'll love it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. And the kids will end up with it. So I definitely think there's a couple of my quilts. I think I'm gonna make sure Lynette gets them, because I've been being really artistic with how I've been using color. And she has this gift of color herself, where it comes from inside her. And that's how we discovered she could paint. And I've told this story before about she had a piece in the art show because, well, it was picked, and she was very young. I think she was in the 1st grade when they put her piece in the art show. And some famous artist was there looking at all the artwork, and he came up and asked me if I was Lynette's mom, and I told him yes. He says, how long has your daughter been using crayons and color pencils together like that with the color the way she used it? Because Lynette would use both. And I said, since she was 3 years old. And he says, you never taught her to do that? I'm like, no. You never showed her how to use color in that way? No. He says that, he told me, he says, then that's coming from inside her, and it cannot be taught.
Well,
we can talk about color theory and how you can go outside the box with color, but when someone does it without any knowledge, that's different.
wow.
Natural born talent.
Yeah, I wish she was still painting, but She's working and raising a kid right now. Told her she needs to go back to painting again. I think
She will someday.
I think the next time I go to the state, I think we should go find a place because you can paint on fabric too. There's that newest thing going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can.
And I think that me and her should talk about that because maybe she could become a fabric designer or something. And because of her artistic tendencies, and maybe she can do well enough that, you know, maybe she won't have to work outside the house if she can do good with it. Jody says, you always do a good job. Thank you. And then she says, my house is very subtle. Love pops of color through. You know, it's funny. I never gave any thought to decorating the inside of my house because I was too busy gardening outside and using color outside. And then I moved here. I still don't have my house decorated in any specific way. But this quilting thing has made me want to use color.
Yeah. That's how you're using it.
Yep. Jody says she just bought a red, white, and blue quilt at a flea market. It's beautiful. You need to take a picture of it so we can see it. What in the world? Look at this. Can you see the thread?
Oh, gee.
It didn't sew for some weird reason.
Maybe.
Are you out of bobbin?
Yeah. That's what
Oh, the bobbin still got some in there, so I don't know what it was doing. That's very strange. Maybe I need to clean my machine soon. It does look like it's getting close to running out of bobbin, though.
It could act up then if it's real low.
And I'm thinking that's probably what's going on here.
It might have not wound properly at the beginning on the spool.
I feel like I don't wind my bobbins right because sometimes they look like they're loose or something.
Could be your bobbin winder, huh?
That or I don't have it. You know, it has a picture up here how you're supposed to put it on here to wind the bobbin, but maybe I don't have it quite right.
I had to I don't know. I still sometimes feel like I'm hit or miss. I always pull the book out every time and I'm like, did I do it right?
I know.
I thought about the next time I to a show where I can talk to a Janome dealer. We can sit down on one of their 6,700 piece and let me see how they wind a bobbin and see if it's something I'm not doing right, you know? Or it could be that it's just a fluke. Who knows?
You're sticking the thread up through the hole of the bobbin?
Yes, on the top.
And then are you holding on to it?
Yeah, for until it gets a certain amount on it, and then I cut it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That should work.
And then I think there's a little divot in the bobbin that you line up with the little wire piece.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
See the...
Yeah, I see what you're talking about right there. It's like a little springy thing.
Yeah. And then there's a little divot. Or there's two, but I just pick one and do that.
Yeah, maybe I don't have it clipped on there properly then. Okay, maybe that's it, because a lot of times it feels like my thread's too loose.
Yeah, and then I just hit that bobbin button and...
Yeah, and it goes...
So it's crazy.
Never had one where you could just press the button. You usually have to use a foot pedal.
Yeah.
Or with my mom's, you had to use a foot pedal. Y'all, these 1/4-inch seam allowance on here is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
That's nice.
I'm going to press these with the iron, and then I'll show them to you before I sew them together for the whole block. But let me get them pressed after I run this seam roller over it.
Okay.
These batiks, one of the things I'm really enjoying about these batiks is they lay down so flat. And because I can't use starch because of my lungs, and because I can't buy it, is the other reason. I enjoy doing the batiks more because they're easier to work with. All right, can y'all see this before I go and press it?
Yes.
So we have two pieces here now. Look at there, quarter inch, quarter inch. It's doing good.
It's great.
Denise says, read your manual or look for a video for your model. Also, floss the area where your thread goes into the pull-up lever. Oh, okay.
That's a
I
good
was
suggestion.
wondering if dust bunnies get inside of where that thread runs through that area.
Thread can get caught within, you know, your bobbin area that winds, and you may not even know that there's thread underneath it.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, Tasha, you're seeing that I'm doing my 15 minutes.
You're good. You got it.
But I did it in hand sewing this morning, so I'm all right.
You're extra covered today.
Yeah, there's never a problem on that for me.
Yeah. That's nice you have that set up in your, is it a camper?
It's an RV, a
RV.
motorhome. I guess it's a motorhome. It's drivable. Yeah, this is I'm on the dining room table.
Oh, okay.
See,
Is that your same machine that you use at home and you just pack it up, or is
no,
it like?
it's when I leave here.
Yeah, that's like.
Then I got kind of a mess going here, but
Yeah. Little home away from home.
Little home away from home. Yeah, I just set my sewing machine up that I keep here. And I have a little cutting mat, and over here I have a little bin on my right side that has my rotary cutter, my rulers, and things like that I need. So I got everything I need, except my iron. That's where you'll see me get up. My iron's plugged in over there because I don't have any. I've used all the plug-ins over this way.
You're out of plugs.
I'm out of plugs. I got to get up.
Oh, that's great.
But it works. I really take over when my husband's not here.
What does he get up to while you're sewing?
Oh, he does also. He likes to play music, so he's a musician. He doesn't play out, but he has his friends that he gets together with, and at least once a week, and they play music. And
what instrument does he play?
Huh?
What instrument does he play?
He was traditionally at the beginning a drummer, but now he plays drums and guitar.
Nice.
And I'll tell you a little backstory with him, but he also plays senior softball.
I love
that's
it.
fun.
Yeah. So
I played softball in college and I loved it.
Yeah, he does it 2 times a week, and they're in their tournaments right now, and they have to win one more game. If they win one more game, the season's over. Their team wins almost every year. So, but one time, you know, it's like they were sort of like everybody was off with an injury or had a problem. You know, that happens a lot. But as far as his music goes, he's a very good musician. He grew up in the 60s, and so he lived in Ohio, and in that area there was a place called Packard Music Hall, and all the big name stars would come there. And yeah, all of them that you would know of, you know, the rock and roll ones and that. And of course he would work it at times so that he could see them, or else they'd sneak in. But his band played all for the high school things and all that stuff, and out at night. But he played one of them. Their band backed up the Beach Boys.
Did you see where the lead singer of the Beach Boys passed this week?
Yeah. And
82, I think.
yeah, and Sly from the Slime family, Stone, he passed away the day before.
Who did?
Sly from the
Which one was that on the Rolling Stones?
Family Stones. He wore like a rhythm, blues, and funk type
Okay.
music. He did a lot for. He was younger. He was probably more in the 70s. Well, he probably was in the 60s too, but
Bon Jovi's fixing to retire.
yeah, that's what you.
As his voice he's having too many problems with his vocal cords. He really he's been posting on here and there, and he made I think it was a little short video on Instagram, and he said he wants to sing, but he it's starting to prevent him from doing it.
Yeah, he wants to save his voice so that he can still sing,
Yeah.
but
not in a
place.
concert setting. Yeah.
Wonder, like Taylor Swift, she did so many. Of course, the guys, they did a lot of singing where they would strain their voices to sing. They changed their pitch and changed their projection. Where girls don't do that as much, except Amy Winehouse did. Now, that's a shame that she passed away. I loved her music.
Who did?
Amy Winehouse. She was a blues, did a lot of blues, but she died
Was
of
it
a drug
Winehouse
overdose.
or White House?
White House. Like
Winehouse, like I'm
the
whining.
White House.
She's the one that sings in the band. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the band?
She,
Can't think of the name of the band at the moment.
I can't. She was very good. But she was so.
Hey, Laurel Lynn,
Hi.
how are you? Look who's here. Ooh, look, y'all. See my
Very
picture?
nice.
All we
That's
gotta
how
do.
pretty. I like the frame around it, how it frames it.
Yeah, I like the frame too. It's gonna look great. Let me press
Yeah.
it and everything, and we'll get a good close look at it. And then we're gonna go all the way through all 10 blocks again. So every time we do this every other week, you're gonna see me show you all the blocks, because not everyone's seen all of them, or they don't remember what some of them look like. And I think it helps to refresh, especially those who are jumping on and doing it. It gives them ideas too of what they can do with their blocks. And let me tell you what, the ones that's posting their pictures inside of my Facebook group, the GQ group, y'all's blocks are beautiful. I am totally impressed.
Yeah, Denise says it was flying the Sylvester Stone and Brian Wilson were both 82. I thought Sly was a few years younger, and they had issues with depression and stimulants. Well, it was known that Brian Williams had a problem. Such a talented writer, but he about burned his brain.
Wow.
Yeah, he really burned his brain.
Did you know that Sylvester Stallone is talking about?
Yeah, at Marketplace likes Amy Whitehouse. Yep.
I think he's going to pass the torch over to someone.
Who's that?
Sylvester Stallone. I thought this last Rambo movie was it, but apparently he's going to do one more where he passes over the torch.
Ah, wonder if his son.
I don't know.
Yes, his son.
All I know is I hope this
in real life.
Yeah, I just hope this last one ain't near as violent as the last one was, because the last one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Or I just have grown overly.
If they came on TV, I might watch them, but I didn't go to the theaters for it.
I don't know if I've seen
the first ones. Yeah, the Rockies I did.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know that I've gone to a theater to see him on the big screen, but I definitely done Star Wars and Star Trek because those are worth seeing on the big screen.
Yeah. Well, there's
And Godzilla.
cinematography is wonderful.
And I'm so excited about that new Godzilla movie that's going to come in 2 years or less than 2 years. Like, yes, we need another one. Look here,
So kids, that's it.
my kids love it. It's funny, you know, I've been watching it. I started watching it when it was so very fake, and you knew a human was in a suit, but they were fun. I loved it. And back then, Godzilla was the bad guy. Now Godzilla's the protector of the planet for the most part. Ta-da!
Very
Very
nice.
beautiful. It does look like a pinwheel.
Yeah, I like that.
Pat says she finished her block and will post it after the live. Okay, Pat. When we do our next set of blocks, I'm going to show your blocks to everyone on a live, okay? So any of you who are sewing the blocks, if you've not posted your pictures on the Facebook group, make sure you post them because I think on the next live, I would like to share some of them. And you can also post any other work you are on that you want to share, and I'll do them on the live. Because we're about to hit the end of June. Oh, my God. Can you believe it? It won't be long, and it'll be into June. And so
I know.
I'm just, you know, I don't know where the time is gone. Anyway, this is called Merry-Go-Round by Eleanor Burns. All right. I'm going to break out all the blocks, and we're going to have a look at all of them.
We're gonna have a block party, huh?
I love a block party, Sherry. Let's go.
No.
Yeah. Block party time.
Well, good that I'm not invited to that block party.
That's because you're going to be with your mistress.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I can't do nothing about it if you're with her. All right. I'm going to put these in the order that we made them so everybody will know what order they were in. Let's see if I can remember all the names of them. That would be fun. This is the messed up. Just hang on 1 second while I get them out of the box.
So how's your daughter feeling? Did she get over her?
She did. It was so strange. She I mean, I guess I've never noticed when somebody has a stomach bug that they get a fever. So I don't know if she had a stomach bug and had a fever or the fever gave her an upset stomach, but it was like 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday and she comes in my room. She's like, Mom, I threw up, and I'm like, I don't think I'm cut out for motherhood. Is there the return policy here? I can't do this. So, I kept her home from school for a couple days, but those kids, man, they bounce right back. She had 103 when she went to bed on Monday and woke up with no fever on Tuesday. It's just done.
That wouldn't be us.
No, I would still be in bed. Well, thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever my kids would get the stomach virus, their dad had to take care of it because I would be in there worshiping the porcelain god during that time frame. I would have never made a good nurse because I can't clean up stuff like that. Not even my own.
I can clean up after kids, but adults is a different thing.
I can't even do it after kids. It's just crazy. They, when they're doing the upchucking part of it, I just can't. Mm-hmm. I can't even be where they're doing it without gagging and running for the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, I think.
I'm super sensitive to it or it could just be I don't know if it's the action that causes it or if it's what it smells like. I'm trying to be kind of kind
the same way, so
it gross anybody out.
Trying not to, yeah. So I despise the stomach bug when it comes to town.
Yep, same here. And I was always the last one to get it because I was too busy taking care of everybody else,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now let me see if I can. Wait a minute, hang on. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to make sure I got these in the right order. because there's a lot of them now. Okay, so this one. Star checks is this one. No, that's not 4-patch. They're a little bit mixed up, looks like. Oh, here it is. This is the one I was looking for. And then
My daughter just walked by the window. She's got a princess dress on, full face of makeup, and a purse.
Oh,
She's like marching on a mission. She didn't even stop to look at me.
she's going to town. She's going out. It's Friday night.
That girl's off to do something. Oh, I always like Nanita's name. Hi, Nanita.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
pretty.
Tasha.
Oh, mom and pop shop's on. Hi, Laura Lynn.
Here. I'm excited to see her here.
Yeah.
Hope they're able to get those tests for you soon, Laura. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she's been going through a lot. I saw earlier where she was on a clear liquid diet for them to be able to do her tests.
Who was this, Laura Lynn? You're talking about, or Laura?
Yeah, no. Laura Sub.
Okay, are y'all ready to see these?
Nah.
I am.
Really,
I don't think
Nikolai?
I haven't seen them all.
He's seen them so many times now.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
really
yeah.
over it.
He goes, I don't want to see him no more.
Don't blame
Y'all
you.
are funny.
The
Okay.
colors are really pretty in these.
All right. The first one that we did, block number 1, was called French Twist. So that's this one.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Block number 1.
Seeing a
Block
blue
number
theme
2,
already.
Railroad Crossing.
Oh, wow.
I forgot about that. I like that with the black, white, and then blue.
Yep. Actually, that's not
Makes that
black.
pop.
This is dark purple, and this is teal right
That's
here.
not black.
The camera makes
Oh,
it look black.
that inside. Yeah. Oh, I see now. Yeah.
It tricks your eyeballs. Okay, the next one is called Above and Beyond.
Like that.
Ooh, I like the pops yellow in that one.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is called Nested Bear Paw.
Wow, I haven't ever done one bear paw, and that's many, but that might be a good one, fun one to try.
She's got this bear paw within a bear paw.
Yeah.
This one was interesting to make. Here's the back of it.
Oh, it looks like little flames.
Yep. That's what I was hoping it would kind of give off that flaming vibe on the paws. I don't know why I wanted it to look like that, but I did.
It looks nice. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called Pivot Point, and there's 2 of these with 2 different backgrounds. So here's the first one.
Oh, wow.
This-
That's funky.
This one is where you do a partial seam. So
Mhm.
once I figured it out, then I was okay with it.
Laura Lynn loves them all. Everyone, she's saying, I love it. I love that one. I love
And here's
like that one.
here's the same thing with a different background.
Oh, okay.
It's nice.
And then we have the Churn Dash Star. Or wait, what's it calling it again? No, it's called the Churned Star.
Ooh, I like the colors in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Big surprise.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The next one is called To the point.
Yeah, I like the
Ooh,
blues.
I like that.
Like reminds me of the Wedgwood China, Wedge blue. They had China that was called Wedgwood or something. Way
Oh,
before
okay,
you
right.
guys.
Haven't heard of that one.
My sister-in-law, who's much older than me, had
Yep.
it, so that's how I know.
The next one is called the
My family
Vortex
couldn't afford it.
Star.
Ooh. I like the colors
Yeah, I
in
like
that
that.
too.
And then y'all are gonna be like, why did you tone it down? Look at this one. This one is called Star Checks.
Ooh. That's cool. So you
I
have
like
two
the
that are
yellow.
stars within or something within a star.
Mm-hmm.
And then tonight's, I'll show it again. This one is called Merry-Go-Round. So now
Oh,
we have
yeah,
10
this one.
blocks.
Wow. You're
Okay.
gonna have a hard time deciding how you're gonna want to put them together.
I
Sashing or
well, I'm about to talk about that because we'll show it to you in the book. I think I know what I'm going to use as the quilt setting. Do I know how many blocks I'm going to do yet? No. Because I'm doing this every other week, and I definitely will carry it at least through till late September, and then I'll make a decision. Some people may stop making the blocks because they've gone as big as they want to go. I think I'm gonna keep going until my brain says, okay, you've done enough.
yeah.
How many blocks will you have by the time you look at it in September?
Let me look at the calendar and see if I can figure that out. Hang on a second. Let's have a look at the calendar.
Well, if
And
you're
then I'm
doing,
going to show you the setting that I'm interested in doing.
You need to make it like 12 more.
12 more, you think, honey?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you make one.
Or you're doing one a
Every
week.
other week, but there's a couple.
If it is every other week, that would be 6 more blocks.
So we just finished number 10. So one. I think I only got myself mapped out till August or September. Yeah, August, I think. No, July, I think. I don't think I've mapped myself for August yet.
I feel like you'll be at a really good spot if you have even 4 more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then it'll be
so
like a baby quilt kind of size.
Yeah. Now
It'll be like that size.
Yeah, I'm thinking I want to go bigger. So let me show you, and I'm going to try to move this camera down so you guys can get a really good look at it. If not, I'll put it up here on the regular camera where you can see what I'm talking about. There's some settings back here in the back of this book. Settings and yardages for the settings. And there's several different, wait. Did my camera die?
It turned off a little bit ago, but I wasn't sure if you turned it off or
No,
I guess you didn't.
Your bottom one.
the darn, why is it off? It's plugged in.
Data.
No, it's got gremlins again. And I mean, what? Maybe you can go to Messenger and see if you can get it to log back on. I'll just use the other camera for now.
I know yours.
Huh?
That one.
That's that one.
Then you will have 2.
It should show up. Well, I had 2 cameras on. Now I don't. I just noticed it was down. So I was about to use the camera to show them the book.
Making progress.
And then flip the switch. We need to flip the camera. Hang on a minute. Come on. Sometimes these technologies drive me crazy. Okay, now it is.
Yep.
Now is it gonna flip it or nope, it's not. Of course it's not. It's gonna give me a hard time.
Now it is. What?
Hang on a minute. I'm trying to get the camera. There it goes. Now it's flipped. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this camera down low enough where you can see what's in the book. And I'm sorry if I'm making anyone sick. It's like, let me go throw up. Okay, we need to put the camera down some. What did you do last time to do that? You took this off, didn't you? You remember? We're going to do a little adjustment here because I want to share this book, this part of the book with you guys. I think it's that.
Any big camping plans this weekend, Sher? Or are you just hanging out?
I'm just hanging out. I hope it's nice enough that I can get to the pool,
Yeah.
get some sun on these legs and this body.
I know I'm glowing in the dark over here. I hear you. Are you guys expecting good weather? It's looking rainy here in New York.
Well, right now it's rainy. It's supposed to have a percentage of a chance to rain every day, but you know, if it was like today, I could have gone earlier. Of course, then you're in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
I would be totally lost. That's what would happen.
So
my kids have their final soccer game of the year. One's at 8:30 and one's at 9 tomorrow. And I'm just hoping, we've had rain almost every Saturday. And so I'm like, can we please just have one dry Saturday tomorrow?
Okay, I'm going to spotlight this. Can everyone see this okay? I hope you can. So in the back of the book, there's these different quilt settings, and I went through them, and I've gone through them on and off for since we started in February. And every time I looked at them, there's only one of them that really, really talks to me. And the rest of, I mean, some of these are really cool and they're intricate. As you can see, like this is, there's lots of more piecing to do, but that's not what I was after. I wanted something to be different. And some of the blocks can't be put on point because then it would make it look weird, like that bear paw one. But y'all look at this one. I think this one would work. Can you see that?
yeah.
So it's
I like
it's,
it.
it's like random. It's like random setup instead of a straight row in two directions.
I think I just kind of play with it, see if you visually like it. I think it could.
Yeah, I think this could work. And I can make it doesn't have to be this square here. I could make it like this has 6 across and 6 down. I could do 6 across and however many down. Now this one is for a queen king. They do have it for a double right here, and a twin and a throw. So I mean, I can make choices based on how many blocks I'm going to end up doing for this setting.
Okay.
Although here sashing and then a border on the outside, so I don't feel that that's too complicated of a thing to do.
No.
You know,
It isn't, because all they're doing is putting the border at the bottom, and then a sashing at the bottom on the one, and then they're alternating.
yeah, and I think this could work because of the way I'm doing the blocks. Because one, you know, some are hot and some are cool, and I'm going to intermix them. And I think by putting it this way, I haven't decided how I want to show off the hot versus the cold, or if I'm going to mix them up and it's just going to be a hodgepodge of color. I haven't made that decision yet either. And it, you know, I might change my mind in September, but I've been going this long, and so far I don't feel like I've changed my mind yet. So,
okay.
And this has been talking to me when all the rest of the settings haven't. I
Okay.
kind of like this one for some odd reason.
Well, it's different than a lot of settings.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. And I think that's what, and it doesn't look like it's all that complicated to do. I mean, it's all sashing except for this outside one, which is a border.
Now,
And
you said you had a little bit of block variation in size.
yeah, there's some that are there's one that's 12 inches, and then there's some that's 12 and a quarter, and there's one that's 12 and a half. So I will have to compensate with that with this sashing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could with doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You would be able to,
And you wouldn't even notice that
No.
that's
it'd be like a t-shirt quilt when you're doing a t-shirt quilt layout.
Yeah. So that's why I thought that this would work really well, because it's not the usual structure that we all see, you know, the usual settings we all see. And it gives me a chance to, if I have to modify a block to fit better, you're not going to notice that, like, you know, a 1/4 inch is not going to be noticeable in a setting like this.
Yeah.
If you have to make the sashing like a 1/4 of an inch wider, you know, to fit the block.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you won't notice at all.
yeah, you shouldn't notice it at all. And
Because your eyes will be going up or down. It won't
Yeah.
set in one area.
yeah, and I think that if I did it all in a straight line, you might notice that, hey, wait a minute.
Oh
that
yeah,
block-
then you would have to decide to make your blocks the same size.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And I think this would work. So in the chat, what do y'all think about this setting right here? Do y'all like this setting? I know it's different, and it's, you know, it's not a straight row, and it's not on point. I mean, there was on point settings in here, but like I said, I just don't think that that bear paw would work as a on point block.
Well,
You know,
Jean and Denise, they like that layout.
Okay, cool. Okay, now while we've still got this camera down here close, I'm gonna show you what our next block is going to be. It's going to be called, hang on, I gotta find it first. I had it written down. Hey, wait a minute. I do have it written down. Hold on, it's in my calendar. Let me show you what the next block is going to be. And that'll put us at number 11. The next one is going to be called Wild Blue Yonder, and it's on page 201. So let's find 201. This was one of the blocks y'all had voted on. It had the third least amount of votes. Okay. No, that's not right. Page 5. Hang on a minute, y'all. Bear with me. I must have wrote the wrong page number in here. That's this one. Oh, I make myself laugh sometimes because I forget. Jeez.
It happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look on the Facebook group. Because it looks like
Yeah.
I must have wrote the wrong number down. Because 568 is the one that got the least amount of votes. I mean, it barely got any votes, actually. The one that got the least amount of votes, let me show it to you. It hardly got any votes, is this one. This square and diamond one here. But
Yeah.
I think maybe because they used the colors they used, it might have kind of put people off.
It could be.
But it also, there's really no star in this one. This is be one of the few, like the bear paw. The bear paw doesn't have a star either. So this would be a block where there's no star involved in it at all. It's blocks turned at an angle or on point. So I don't know. Maybe that put everybody off, or it could have been the color was used and it just didn't talk to them. You know, could be any number of reasons. Or at the time, you know, I mean, it's an okay block. And I still think we should do it because it's a good skill to do.
If they don't like it, they don't have to use it.
No, that's right. They don't. That's true. If they decide upon not doing it, I'm trying to find the one we're going to do. Just leave it up to me to get lost here. Oh, it's right here under my nose. My goodness. It's right here.
Oh yeah.
This one's not a star either, but it does have a pinwheel in it. So we got half square triangles just on this part. I think that this whole setup will go together well. We do have triangles on parts of it. And you don't, I'm not going to do it in this color. I'm probably going to make it real colorful again. And that's what our next block will be. And I might just re-show the other block and then show some other blocks, because I have a list set up of other blocks I was thinking about talking to all of y'all about. I mean, there is some blocks in here that are really intricate in nature, and then there's some that is super simple. And so far, we've been doing a lot of intricate blocks. The merry-go-round wasn't that intricate. I mean, considering what we just did last week, but or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, see, we got this Northern Flare one here. That one's pretty intricate. I think there's a lot in here that can still challenge everybody without them being bored with it. I think there was one back here. There's this one, this 2-dimensional or 3D one here. But then I found one back here that I liked better than this one. But it needs to be done as a quilt by itself, because to get that 2-dimensional effect that you got with it. Let me see if I can find the block I'm talking about. We can thumb through this book if you want to. Y'all interested in seeing some of the blocks in the book? All right, while I'm looking for the one I'm talking about. You two still with me over there?
Yeah, we're there.
Okay.
I'm ironing.
You got quiet.
I know. I'm doing my ironing and then listening to you.
Okay.
Or pressing.
Do you have a, like, do you think you'll make every block in that book? I know you can't put them all into one quilt, but like, is that like an aspiration or just the ones you like?
No, let me show you how many. This book is in sections, so let me show you how many, how they divided this off, this book. So the first section I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the whole section. I'm going to show you how thick of a page it is. This is all applique.
Oh, right. That's right. You
So
said you're not an applicator.
Okay, pages pages 8 through 92 are all applique. So that's how many, and each page has 2 blocks per page.
Wow.
So double that. That's 184 blocks just for applique. Then you have the next section is foundation paper piecing, and I have been thinking about doing some paper piecing as part of it too, because people can go download the freebie foundation part of this on a website that Denise or someone found, and you can download the paper piecing to do that. But I haven't really broached the subject yet because I'm not sure if anyone wants to do it, but it would be fun to do a couple of paper piecing for it. So from page 93 to page 147 is all paper piecing, FPP.
Well, I bought that book and I would do paper piecing in it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of paper.
I like that one block right there.
Yeah.
On your right side, upper left. Yeah, I like the colors. I think it's ombre, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they use different colors, and it's called spinning stripes.
Yeah,
but there's a lot in here paper piecing that would fit right into the piecing we've already been doing. You know, this is paper piecing, actually. So, and then the next section is called mixed media, and it goes from pages 148 until, and this I think has more in it than the piecing does. Because look at here.
Mary G says the fish block is cute.
I saw that when she was flipping through. That was really cute.
Yeah, that fish block is super cute. Like this rainbow star right here.
Oh, I like that.
Fun to do.
You want to do that as a block?
Yeah, and this one is
that paper piece?
It says make one paper copy of each foundation section. Yeah, so it's paper piecing, but like I said, those that don't have the book that might want to do this one, they can download the freebie from the website, and I can share the link.
You should ask them if anyone would be interested in doing that in a foundation. Is anybody interested?
Now, if you want me to do some paper piecing as part of these blocks, I'm sure I'll do it because I do like paper piecing.
I just
Let me
like,
show you how
I like, that reminds me of the block you just got done doing with the color variations that you did.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think this is the biggest section right here in this book called Mixed Technique.
No, yeah.
It has the most pages in it, and it covers blocks where you're doing piecing and applique and foundation piecing. I mean, look at that duck. Quack, quack.
Quacky quack.
Yeah. There's curves in here, which I don't know how to do yet, so.
They're not saying if they would like to do the foundation paper piece, but I guess the fish block might be a go. I didn't get to see that. I was up pressing.
That must have been it. The fish block was down here in the paper piecing. Let me go back to that one, because I think I saw the fish block in the paper piecing.
I think it was applique at the beginning.
Applique, yeah, not paper piecing.
Oh.
It was either applique or paper piecing, one of them.
Oh, okay.
There's some really cute appliques in here, though. Look at that. The little Christmas one.
And those would be nice that if you want to do postcards, if you like to do them,
yeah,
you could do the raw edge or the fused. You wouldn't have to do the needle turn if you were wanting to do something like that you didn't want to put a lot of work into it.
You see
That's
that?
Cute. That's
Isn't
cute.
that super cute?
That is.
That is super cute.
Oh, cute.
Then you have one that looks like a shutter on a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find the fish they were talking about. Seemed to me like someone saw the fish last time, and it took me forever to find it. Here's one with an alien spaceship.
Yeah, that's
Says
really cute.
Earthlings.
They have cute blocks for the kids.
Yeah. So there's something here to speak to anyone just about. You have those who like you.
Yeah, I saw that. Need a motorhome.
This is a motorhome, but you knew what I meant. Glamping.
Yeah, glamping.
Is that what they call it?
I could glamp.
And here's Gertie the goat.
Cute.
That's so cute.
I like this rainbow gum tree.
Oh yeah, I do too. Now Pat said that FPP blocks would be great.
Okay.
So
all right. So what I can do is I will go.
Said that she did like that idea.
Okay. So what I could do is I could do like 2 sets of 4 blocks for voting, and I'll put paper piecing and piecing it in the 2 sets, and let's see what kind of feedback we get back on.
Yeah.
And see what kind of feedback I get back, because I've been doing these based on feedback, not based on what I want. I mean,
right.
I wish that I could just stick this book out there and say, hey, y'all list all the blocks you wouldn't mind seeing, put them on a vote, and then narrow it down to a certain amount,
Yeah.
But I can't, not unless you want to buy the book. I want to do.
You got to set up one of those basketball brackets.
Mm-hmm.
And make everybody vote.
Fun. Yeah, look at here. I would love to do a quilt with this. And this is paper piecing. See that? Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting.
So you got paper piecing plus applique.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say those circles can't be.
Yeah, those are applique. But what I could probably do this as a reverse applique, maybe.
Well, yeah, they'll can be. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that is interesting. That looks very modern.
It does.
And here's something right up Tasha's alley and yours, Sherry. Look at these circles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Pat says, look at block number 4. Okay.
House shoes too.
She wants me to look at block number 4. Oh,
there it is. Right at the beginning.
Right there it is.
That is super cute.
That is cute. You know what? That is adorable. What is how they make it? How's that done?
It's applique, and as part of the that file I was talking about that's free, you can download. This is in that set of files.
Well, they could fuse that. See,
And it looks like it's
used.
done in quadrants from the looks of it. And this block is supposed to center the applique and trim A to 12.5 by 12.5.
Oh,
So you're still going to be trimming it down, looks like.
And that'd be cute to have on the back near the label too, if they wanted to do something like that. If they didn't want to put it with it.
Yep. Yep, they could put it on the back.
we'll have to do
al-
the applique quilt next year.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm going to do an applique, I need to do it with someone who knows what the hell they're doing.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you said you don't.
Because
Do that.
remember, I know zero.
I've done it a little.
I've done a little.
I've only done reverse applique, and that was on my sugary do. And to be frank, I was scared of it when I first saw her do it. And then when I sat down and done that first block and did it exactly the way she said to do it, I'm like, OMG. It was just the most yummy thing I ever done in my life, because it was so simple.
I'll tell you who the person is that be good to show you is Jean from Captain Stitches. She is amazing.
Teaching her about her doing applique. I'll have to go look at some of her.
Oh yeah, she does needle turn applique and anything hand stitching she can do. She's just amazing. Oh, Tasha, I gotta show you my see my little blocks.
Wait a minute.
Those
Let me
are
spotlight you. Let me spotlight you. Okay.
Those are great.
I did. And then this, I like this one because it has a little house on it.
You're gonna have to show me how. Well, I have to buy the
Amazing.
pattern though, right?
You have to what?
I have to buy that pattern to learn how to do that though.
Well, you can buy, you can go on as a member for Tasha's for $5 and you can get her pattern. And actually her pattern, with it being bigger circles, sometimes that's easier to manipulate than a tiny little one like this.
Yeah, those are tiny.
Yeah. So, I mean,
What quilt pattern is that again?
Huh?
Is that a specific quilt pattern?
That is called, yeah. It is called Pickle Dish Variation Quilt, and Red Pepper Quilts put it out.
Oh,
And she's on Etsy, and I got it for $4, and it comes with the templates. And
yeah. Let's see a picture of the. Do you have the quilt top picture?
I know you're busy.
Oh yeah. Now I can. At first, that's cute.
this is the one that we were having a discussion of. I see chicks,
Oh, but I need to turn this back.
and some see pineapples kissing.
I see pineapples. It
Yep.
reads pineapple to me.
And someone said a squid. I thought that was funny.
Gotcha.
No, I definitely see pineapple though.
Yeah. So this was fun because it's a scrap buster actually. I mean,
Looks like a lot
the
of fun.
bigger part you have to have more,
I
for
could
this.
I could see using batiks to do that with.
Oh yeah. Well, I did. They don't play with movement as much when you're doing the circles, but
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
like when you're going around the curves, some
You're
of
trying
the
to finesse
batiks
it a
are
little.
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you blend, but they'd be pretty. I don't know why if that's what you've tried,
Yep. I think we lost the camera again. We're just showing it here, but I'm
Yeah.
not seeing.
It's gone. Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Okay, so since you have 30 more minutes, Tasha, you think?
Yeah, around 6:30. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think
Yep,
what I'm gonna
I'll be
do
good.
is, as y'all know, I was working on my Moda Blockheads block last night, and I was having trouble with flying geese, of course. So I took part of the ones that was giving me so much trouble apart, and I'm going to rebuild them. And maybe I'll get them finished tonight. We'll see.
So Tasha, I brought some extra fabric. I want to do a practice block of yours. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad. Do you? I mean, I guess Tasha doesn't think they're bad. You just go slow. I mean, it's not, you take time.
I like it. Yeah, I feel like for me, I like to pin like I have a very actually I have a video if you're curious of the exact way I sew a quarter circle out, like from like making the templates to all the way sewing and trimming. But yeah, I just pin in the mid. I iron them so they nest.
Yeah.
I pin one and I like to put pins one in the middle and one on each end because I liked it to be sturdy. And then I put the little clips in between. You probably don't have to, but I like it. And so I do it. And then yeah, you just go nice and slow and sew a quarter of an inch like you always do, and you're good to go.
Yeah, with that size, I would use more pins.
Yeah,
with
I used
to
use a lot of pins.
Yeah, with my little one, I didn't have to. But yeah. First time I ever did the circles was a paper pieced New York Beauty.
Oh, I probably looked it up because of you. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, Nellie Batiks.
I wanted to do the New York Beauty. I bought the book.
She was good. I learned I learned from her. It was the first time I ever paper pieced. It was the first time I ever did curves, and I liked it both.
Nailed it.
I finished it, and I finished it, and I did hand quilting on my domestic machine, like micro quilting, because it was a wall hanging, and I put Swarovski crystals every so often.
Ooh.
In it. And I took it to the North Carolina State Fair, and I won first.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh, okay, I'm happy.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Let me get the link for the paper piecing for you. Hold on, I gotta go look it up. Do you have the book, Linda? Or you sounds like she's got the book. See, my book came with a CD.
Yeah.
So it's all of that on a CD. But people bought books where there wasn't CDs. So I guess the book company decided to post a PDF file where you could download it.
They have a link in the front of the book that says where you can go to download your, I mean, they do in the new book. They may not on yours.
Do you, hey, can you share the link in the channel for me, Sherry?
I don't have that book with me.
You don't have it with you, do you? Yeah, she
No.
has a book. No, all right, let me look it up because she said she has a book with no CD. Okay, hold on. What do you have, my version or do you have the new version, Linda?
Just have the new version.
It looks different than my book. Let me know if you
Yeah, Linda, look in the first couple of pages and you'll see that it says you can get the templates and foundation paper piecing by going on their site, and they're free.
Well, the other thing I wanted to tell you, Sherry, is when you get going,
okay,
when you put the second orange peel on, make sure my templates have an extra quarter of an inch. So when you put the outer piece to the other side of the orange peel, line it up with the orange peel and not the
not
edge.
the white.
Right. Line it up with the orange. If you look in it's wherever I have the orange peel instructions in that quilt pattern that just came out, I even added up the diagrams for that.
I did read through the instructions, and I did watch that live where you were demonstrating that and saying that that's good to, because you're going to see wood beetle, you want to match up those.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Now I haven't done double like that, so.
For those who want to download the FPP the FPP and stuff, I just put the link. And when it'll take you to a page, and all right, my laptop stalled for a minute. Hang on, it's being weird.
Okay, it came across the chat, Katie.
Okay, now let me read something to them real quick. When you go to that link, it's on the interweave page, which surprised me because interweave does knitting and crocheting and a lot of other things. But you'll see something that says templates, techniques, and designs. You'll want to download all of them. because that's what's sitting on that CD is in PDF format.
Linda found it in her book.
Okay.
She found this website.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I was looking through the book and I thought, templates, this, that. And I thought, well, I better look through and see, if there's a place or whatever. And there was.
Well, I'm glad they put the PDF on the website because I downloaded the PDF. It's easier to print from than trying to print from the CD. The CD is a pain in the
You have to have a computer that has or a external
Well, I have a CD drive, but that's not the problem. It's the way they got it mounted on the CD is very painful to figure out.
Oh.
It's not, put it this way, it's not simple. That's what the problem is. And I'm like, golly, because when I tried to print a couple of the one of the file PDF, it didn't come out the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, you do have to check. Make sure that it's the size it should be.
Yeah, exactly. So having the PDF, and when I downloaded the PDF and looked at it, I'm like, well, this is much simpler. It's supposed to be 5 inches.
I haven't used a CD in so long.
I know.
I have one here because sometimes Nikolai has a game that he wants to load up on the desktop, and he needs a DVD-ROM or a CD-ROM to do that with. We have DVD.
Yeah, I got rid of my last computer that had a CD built in.
Yeah, but we do have a DVD player and what's the other one called, babe? Blu-ray. Yeah, we have 2 different machines. The downside is the Blu-ray will only play videos that on this side of the pond. So right. I bought another DVD player that would play Blu-ray and DVD that was what they call an unbranded DVD Blu-ray player, so I could play USA DVDs because I was buying lots of DVDs from Amazon at the time because I didn't have Netflix or anything else at the time. And me and Nikolai are avid movie watchers, so yeah, I was like, no, we got to do something about that because I have to keep up with movies. I've been a TV watcher for a long time. Comes from not having TV when you're a kid. Because my parents were in a church where they didn't have TVs. I had to sneak off to the theater just to see Star Wars. And someone must have saw me because they went back and told on me. Which means they were in the theater too.
Yeah, how'd they see you?
Yeah, especially in Jacksonville of all places. How does one person from Lake City happen to be in the same theater at the same time in Jacksonville, Florida? I don't even know how that happened. I never saw them, but I didn't expect to run into an apostolic in there. I'm like, I guess I'll have to go further away from home if I don't want somebody seeing me going to the theater. And then one day I decided, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm just going to go to the Lake City Theater and see the movies anyway.
That reminds me of when I was dating my first husband, because John's my second marriage. But I had very strict parents. I couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't date. I guess I was young yet.
We weren't allowed to date outside the church.
Yeah. We ended up. We snuck to the drive-in. and went to the drive-in. We pulled in. And who pulled in beside us but my 2 sister-in-laws?
Oh, no.
And the one I told my mom didn't, and the one that I thought wouldn't did. And unfortunately, my sister, I said, Mom knows you went to the drive-in. You might want to.
Because she told on you anyway.
Well, this is my sister then telling me that my mom did. She says, you need to talk to her. So I talked to my mom, like, Mom, there's something I need to talk to you about. And she says, what? I says, well, I did something I shouldn't, and I feel bad. I says,
'Cause I got caught.
I snuck and went
You
to
got
the
caught.
movies with my girlfriend and two, two guys. And all she said was, well, who were you with? And I said, well, I wasn't with my ex. I was with another boy. And she says, and all she said was, well, what about the other guy? Like my ex-husband. Instead of telling me, well, you shouldn't have done this and that, she was wondering why I wasn't going for the other one.
That's amazing.
No.
But I was a good little liar, wasn't I?
Mhm.
I got out of that. And, oh, Mom, I feel so bad.
The guilt.
Yep. I didn't give him a lot of trouble.
No, I say my mom and dad were really lucky with me.
Yeah.
Lake City's not that small of a city to begin with, and when you have the preacher dragging you out of church to chew you out for going to the theater or for going somewhere you were forbidden to go, and you're like, well, you wouldn't have known it if someone else wasn't in the same place I was in. I mean, so you're going to come and trash me for it? What about the person who told on me?
Well, my mom didn't tell my dad, which I was grateful. I begged her, please don't tell Dad. Please don't.
Yeah, dads are hard.
And Dad never said nothing. So I knew that she did not tell him. Otherwise, I would have been punished.
Yep, pretty much. I would have lost my keys to the car.
I learned one lesson in that. Don't trust your sister.
Yeah.
When you're a teenager.
Because you know what? Your sisters will tell on you faster than your friend will. But then again, your friend will do the same. But I think sisters do it faster. Because they, especially if they've got something to gain from it. Like they might have did the same thing and, take the heat off of them because they told on you,
My sisters were older, so I was the babysitter for their kids. My one sister is 7 years older than me, and the other one is 10 years older than me. So, I was the baby of the family for 8.5 years, so I got by with a lot, Yeah. got by with a lot of spoiling, I guess.
Yeah.
Till my little sister came along.
They had another baby after you?
Yes. 8.5 years difference. I have a sister.
So what's the stretch between oldest and youngest?
My brother, I think 19 years.
Can you imagine one's graduating from high school and you're starting over again?
Yeah, because my one sister, back then, a lot of them, they got out of high school, they married their high school sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
She was, her son is only months difference, well, maybe a year difference in age than my youngest sister. So she's the aunt, grew up with nieces and nephews.
Like cousins.
It was the same age as her.
Yeah, my brother is 12 years younger than me, so my nephew just graduated less than a month ago.
Okay. My mom, my little sister says, Mom, was I a mistake? Because, was I an accident? And Mom told her, you were a nice surprise.
That's what my in-laws used to tell my sister-in-law. You were a surprise.
I think my brother was my mom and dad's makeup sex. They were separated at the time. And then suddenly she's pregnant and he comes back home, Oh my goodness gracious. I was 12 years old when my brother was born.
That'd be fun.
I don't know if
he had a completely different upbringing than us girls.
Now see, my sister ended up being the youngest one, ended up being the only one at home for a while.
Yeah.
And so my dad ended up being hard on her. I had it easier than she did.
Right. He could focus
Yeah.
on one child.
Yeah.
Michael had it made, man. He never got a hand ever laid on him. Daddy got his boy. I finally got my boy.
Oh, it was that era.
Yeah, definitely. That mindset, all of it.
Yeah.
Patriarchal kind of behavior. But you know, when I talk to my brother, like I always try to make time to see him when I come through. So I had eaten with them when I came through Lake City last year, and then I was at their house, and he's still that he's totally different than my dad as far as temperament. He's more like my mother. She has
Okay.
her mild mannered. He just has that Oglesby thing in him too, where you know Dad taught him to be not so nice to certain kind of people. And I think that's sad because he when you talk to him, he has this softness about him when you're talking to him, not like a girl softness. I mean, like he doesn't have a harsh voice and he doesn't cuss a lot or anything like that, but he is definitely got biases. And I think that's sad. I wish he didn't.
Yeah. No, my sister, my youngest sister and I, we're close to each other. Though there's an age difference. She's going to come and visit me in July.
Oh, cool.
She comes out at least once a year, or if I've met up, it'd be every other year. So she comes out.
I forgot to mention, Linda says, Katie and Sherry, thanks for the help. I put them in my favorites as the first on the line. Our list is, in my favorites as the first on the list is 432 pages, and then 22 pages, and finally 9 pages. The 9 pages, I think, is the tips and tricks thing or something.
Oh, good.
But at least now she can print out the FPP.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyone else that if you want to do the FPP and you don't have the book, you can still go download the thing for free, the paper piecing, and we could just walk you through it online. I don't see how that would be a breaking.
I didn't know that I haven't been on the site, so I didn't know.
Yeah, there's no thing that says you must sign up and prove you have a book or anything else. You just download the thing. So I'm like, well, they could.
You just don't have the instructions.
I went to see if that merry-go-round pattern was on Eleanor Burns' page. I couldn't find it.
Unless it's an old one.
Yeah, it could be.
Unless she wrote it for just that Quiltmaker.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe it's specifically for the book itself, maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes she did a little pamphlet. Ones instead of her books, she would do a little pamphlet.
Really?
I wonder how she's doing now. She's got to be getting older, pretty old now.
What's the name of the quilting person that has that her husband's name is Ricky?
I don't know.
Oh, you mean Ricky Timms and
yeah.
That isn't her husband. I can't think of her name.
Oh, a piece of fabric.
Oh, I almost had it. Alex Anderson.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, Ricky is just a friend. Still on TV. I
thought he was her husband.
Or internet.
Babe, I need your help. I don't know how I done it, but I had a little piece of fabric and it got sucked down in here. And I got to be careful I don't bend anything. It's right up under there. I can't get at it.
Yeah.
Denise says, can you imagine making a quilt that contains all the different subject matters that come up in live chats? That would be a very diverse quilt.
Oh, yeah, we can,
We cover a lot of
have
topics. Yeah.
I'm moving.
Good.
It's right back there behind the bobbin case right there. It's right
Last
back,
night in live, we were talking about powdered milk.
back there.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, you were talking about what?
Powdered milk. I had never heard
Oh,
of powdered
yeah,
milk.
that's because you're
powdered
young. They had that a long time ago. I think they still do.
They do. They were saying they use it in bread making recipes for the bread
Yeah.
maker.
It's a piece of fabric.
You mean this?
That was something that would travel well if you were traveling with young kids.
Yeah, that
That
makes
you
sense.
could
I mean,
add
it's like
water
formula, but for
to.
toddlers. You know, like,
Yeah,
like
that's really what it was.
Oh, I bet we're
I
gonna-
drank it. I don't know if I'd like it today, but
yeah, a lot of people
not-
said drinking it was not wise, but like their parents had a lot of kids, they would make some powdered milk and to stretch their regular milk.
yeah, put it in with it, mix it.
Yep.
Y'all, I got a piece of fabric got down inside my machine.
Mhm.
So I am going to be taking the bottom off my machine to try to get at it. Nope, we gotta, hang on a minute. No, that's not how it comes off, babe. I'm gonna have to unscrew it off.
Well,
So those of you that might want to watch,
Go. Ben.
Unfortunately, I think I have to head off here.
yeah, I
Okay,
think
I'm
I
able to
will
see the
too.
clothes.
And let me see what Denise says. Can you imagine making a quilt? Oh yeah, that's what we just talked about. Pastry queen, Leanna.
I
She says,
always
"Hello,
hated
all."
pastry queen too, or cream too.
No.
Hi, Leanna.
Here. Oh, wrong screwdriver. Sorry.
Yeah.
Phillips head.
Oh.
All right, while you're doing unscrewing that, let me talk to everybody. Okay, so Tasha, thank you for coming to the live tonight. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Kat.
Did you want to show them any of what you've accomplished tonight?
I accomplished a lot of orange peels, one side of each one of these, so making progress.
Oh, you got a lot.
Wow.
Wow.
And then there's some more. And then I pinned this whole pile too. So cruising.
Okay, tell them again what night you go live and when you usually post your pre-records.
You can find me at Tasha Quilts, and I go live Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And then I try to release a video most Thursdays, but you know, life, kids. Doesn't always happen.
Yeah. Or, well, sometimes life just gets in the way of things, period.
Yeah, that's pesky day job that funds all this fun. Sometimes, you know, I got to pay attention.
And here is Tasha's link to her website. I mean, her YouTube. I don't know why I said website. That was strange.
Well, Tasha, thanks for letting me be on with you too.
Oh, yeah,
You and
so
Katie.
fun.
And
Yeah.
I want hang on. Do you have anything you want to show them also,
No.
Sherry?
No, I'm good.
right. Tell them about your channel and when you're going to be live and blah,
I'll
blah,
just-
blah.
Okay, I'll be live on Tuesdays at 2 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. And it's Sher Yurton, my quilting world. But you can enter my name and
There's not too
You
many
can get it.
Yurtons out there.
Nope,
there's not too many Yurtons.
the monopoly on it right now. All right, y'all, thank you for coming to my live tonight. I hope you enjoyed the block. I think it went together rather well, actually. If any of you have any questions that are doing the block, let me know. Send me an email, or you can go over on the Facebook page and, no, I'll do that part. Drop me a question if you need any help. And Patty G says, Katie, thanks for the info about the 1000 block. I love the book. I have the book and disc. grandson supposedly fixed my PC tower. He brought it back and the disc won't work. I've been taking the disc to the library. Yeah, download the free file because that will help out a lot. Tomorrow night, I will be working on my puzzle mystery Phoenix. I was going to do something else, but I changed my mind because I want to catch up with everybody else. So come and join me on that. And I'm hoping Sherry will be on the live tomorrow, and whoever else wants to. If there any of you want to hop on the live, come on over. So anyway, thank you. Make sure to live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do you do with all that? You make something beautiful. All right. I'll see you tomorrow night on the next live, everyone.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. Hey, all right. Thank you, Tasha.